guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Shamika. It's nice to meet you. Welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, comment. We've got a variety of things going on. I hope you can see me okay. I wanted to sit here because the lights are pretty, but I cannot for the life of me get them into the frame and then still make it so you can see my face. I'm still getting used to it. Today's video, we are going to go over and discuss how to get out of a rut, how to get out of a slump, what you can do to kind of get yourself out of a depression or work towards reducing your anxiety. For some reason lately I've got all these different videos on my feed. I probably clicked on one and then I got just bombarded with everything else, but I've got all these videos of all these people giving all this advice about, how to get motivated, like I said, how to get out of a rut, how to get out of a slump, how to kind of change your life or manifest this or do that. And the problem that I have with a lot of them is I feel like sometimes these people just think of video topics to talk about and they actually haven't lived it. And I am, just like in my last video, like my spa day video, I cut out like a 30-minute segment in that video and I decided to save it for a specific tailored to you type of video because I myself am trying to figure out how to navigate just life again. I went through a really heavy depression. I'm still suffering with anxiety. There was just a lot that happened in a few years of my life. I'm not going to get into it too much. That'll be for a later date. But like I said, I found that these videos have really good suggestions, but it's for people that already kind of feel good. And when you're truly depressed, when you are truly in a slump, when you are truly anxious to the point where you can't function in society or you don't feel like you can anyways, you hardly want to take a shower, let alone X, Y, and Z, right? Okay, so I figured that I was going to give you tips that I have implemented in my life to slowly, probably more slowly than most people, but slowly but surely kind of inch my way back into feeling good, back into wanting to do things, wanting to take care of myself, caring about how just caring in general, caring about life, caring about my house, caring about me, caring, giving a crap again. All right. So I wrote down a few things. If you see me looking down at just my list, I have a hard time because I get so off topic and I'm like, da, 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 da. I just ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble. I have a hard time kind of sticking to the point, so I'm gonna try to make it short and sweet. Now I've got a list of things to remember and things to do. I separated it. Okay, so first we'll talk about the things to remember. Okay, on here I put comparison is self-sabotage, and sometimes you can be your worst enemy. Now, I've discussed this in previous videos, how we have a tendency to get something in our head, we see something, we compare ourselves to this Instagram person or someone else on YouTube. Maybe it's someone in your life that's doing really good, and our mind goes crazy. We go in that kind of downward spiral, what I call the internal rabbit hole of all these thoughts of how I can be better, how I can do better, what I'm not doing, what I could be doing. It's too much. And when you're trying to heal yourself just as a whole and just get better all across the board, you have to remember that sometimes you kind of have to make a mental note. A lot of times you have to make a mental note of how certain things are affecting you. You know, maybe before, when you were a little bit more positive or a little bit more upbeat or a little bit better in the mental health area, things didn't affect you. But now that you're in a different spot in life, you have to monitor what you're watching, what you're listening to, you know, what you're viewing, because sometimes that can trigger negativity. A lot of times it can trigger negativity, especially with the variety of content that we have access to. You know, you click on one video about losing weight, and the next thing you know, you are 3 hours later into all these videos feeling like crap about yourself, and totally defeating probably that initial intention of getting motivation. You've twisted it and you've turned it into like self-hatred and self-doubt again, and what I am not doing. So I put feeling low is normal, okay? Healing and motivation takes time. You have to not baby yourself, but you have to, maybe if I slide you forward a little bit, hold on. I've got it set up so crazy I don't want it to fall. Okay, healing and getting your motivation back takes time. Obviously, you're trying to pull yourself up out of something that has a stronghold on you. You cannot expect, I mean, and if you can, you know, be this way for this long and then completely flip it overnight, good for you. That's awesome. I wish I could do that, but I cannot. I find that taking things slow is the best approach for me. Sometimes when we are in a state where we have highs and lows, both being normal, you know, it's just a normal part of being human, a normal part of experiencing life in general. Sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're mad, sometimes you're super energetic, sometimes you're like low and just like, oh my gosh, like I wish this would like end, like not your life. Never go that far. If you're thinking those thoughts, go talk to somebody. Like there's nothing wrong with it. First time in my life, I have a therapist. I've only have had one session with her, but it's nice to be able to talk to somebody that isn't so close to you, that isn't necessarily mom or dad, that isn't your best friend, that you don't have that fear of like judgment, if that makes sense. Sometimes it gets you to open up about those things that are a little bit more sensitive, and you can do a lot more healing that way. I was nervous. I was like, man, this person's gonna be like super, oh, you gotta drink water, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And it's like, no, I need to learn how to get back to how I was before, like without a whole crap ton of medication, without like these, and don't get me wrong, drinking water is good, but it's just not the right fit. And I was really worried about that. Thank God I got a lady that's like, she's down to earth. She's kind of got like a rough around the edges kind of vibe, but that's good for me because I had a time that I had to get through, if that makes sense, and I needed somebody that I didn't feel that judgment from. Okay, so healing and motivation takes time. Let me get back to it, right? Don't expect yourself to completely 360 overnight and then just live your best life for the rest of it. You got to put in a little bit of work, and it's hard, but it's doable. Like I said in my video, you got this. You have tons to look forward to. There are so many things in this life, from a spiritual perspective, from a personal growth perspective, from a non-comparing myself to other people and their lives perspective, that you have to look forward to. And you kind of got to look on the bright side if you can. I know it's really hard, but you have to try. You have to start replacing all of those negatives with something positive. If you feel your mind going there, like I have a hard time. I get anxious. I get angry. And then who knows? Lately, for whatever reason, I've been really, really anxious and feeling myself going back down into my depression. So as soon as I feel that feeling, I don't know how to explain that feeling. It's like a restlessness. It's like I can't make up my mind. It's like I'm doing 1,000 things at once, but I'm not really doing anything kind of vibe. As soon as I feel that coming on, immediately I go outside, I get on my bike, and I do a couple laps around the block. Why that helps me, I don't know, but it does. I think it's something about like getting more oxygen into my blood, working up a little bit of a sweat, kind of letting out some of that tension that when I come home, I'm in a different state, and then I'm like positive and I like feel good. Like if you don't have a bike, maybe a walk. If you don't feel up to walking, just open your windows, let some fresh air in, grab a towel, grab your sunscreen, go outside and sunbathe. Like being out in nature has helped so much. And I know it sounds like so cliche, but it really does. Just going outside to sit in the sun for however long you want. Like I go to the extreme lengths of it. I'll lay out there for hours if I can, because the feeling the warmth on my skin is comforting. I hear the little birds chirping and all the sounds. It's kind of like a ASMR, you know, and for whatever reason that kind of puts me into a meditative state. And like I said, when I'm done sunbathing and I come back in, I feel refreshed. I don't feel as low. I don't feel as like, oh, screw this, I just want to go back to bed, right? Same thing with other things. We'll go back and forth between things to do and things to remember, okay? I put things to do. I open the windows. Sunbathe. I just talked about those two things. Stretch. If you don't feel up to like hardcore physical activity, stretching is a good way because you're counting in your head, because you're moving your body, because you're kind of like, and it can just be like a floor. Like we have plenty of videos on there from 10 minutes all the way up to an hour. It kind of gets you again in like a little meditative zone. It takes your mind off of those negative thoughts. You're doing something good for your body, and it just puts you in a different headspace. A lot of times I got my little headphones, put my music on the TV, light my candle if I have one. They're all burned out, and I'll just sit on the floor and I'll stretch for a half an hour, an hour. I'll sometimes go for 2 hours if I'm feeling like really crazy, and sometimes I'll just lay on the floor and listen to my music and sing along to my songs, try to dance, you know, put on like upbeat music. And this is kind of what I was saying in the beginning, how you got to be careful and kind of monitor what you're doing, what you're watching, what you're listening to, because when you're in a state that is sensitive, certain songs can maybe trigger they can trigger upsetting emotions. And that's the last thing that you need if you're feeling a depression or an anxious state come on. I've got, put on your favorite scent, put on your favorite accessory, if you are somebody that likes to do makeup, put on mascara, put on a necklace. It doesn't have to be like a fashion item. It doesn't have to be makeup. You know, if you got a pair of cozy slippers or cute ones with big old smiley faces on them that always seem to make you smile, put that on. Sometimes those items, those scents, those smells, those things, seeing yourself with them on, looking at them, remembering and associating how you used to feel when you were doing or wearing or smelling X, Y, and Z, subconsciously it starts to push you into that more positive mindset, right? And it's really hard sometimes. Like, it's super hard because naturally when you're there, Your mind just wants to be negative, negative, negative. It focuses on all the things you're not doing, all the things you aren't, all the things that people have going on better than you do. Like, we got to try to switch it. If you feel it coming on, like I said, try to switch those thoughts. Try to do something active. I don't know, maybe you like jumping jacks, but you're having a bad day and you're super anxious. Bust out 100 jumping jacks, or literally do jumping jacks until you drop. Like, I guarantee you, after you're done, you're going to be in a better mental state. You might be exhausted, but that means that you're probably going to get good night's sleep, and that's probably something that you haven't had because your emotions aren't as stable as they have been. All right? I put get a coloring book. And I know this is probably like a little kid thing. You're like, oh, a coloring book? I have adult coloring books. I've got a whole slew of colored pencils, pens, markers. Sometimes I will just sit and I will color. And there's something about that sound, especially when you're using like colored pencils. There's something about that sound that is so soothing. And I will just color, and I will color, and I will color myself into a better mood. And you're seeing all these colors, and you're seeing this progress that you're making on a picture, which is beautiful, and that kind of has a positive effect on your mood and your vibe. It just naturally happens. That's why people feel better when they're in nature. It's because of all of the beautiful colors, all of the nice sounds, all of the scenery, etc. Excuse me. Try it out. You can read or listen to an audiobook. I have those on my channel, but that might not help your I'm learning how to be a better out loud reader, so I would not necessarily suggest mine, because that's just more if you kind of want some like background noise, you know? And that brings me to something else. I have a hard time being in straight up silence, especially when I'm feeling super anxious or feeling super depressed. I don't know what it is, but it makes it worse. Like, I just am constantly hyper aware of what my body is doing. So that's another thing. Just put on a show. Put on some type of background something, so you're not just stagnant looking at your phone, doom scrolling, and spiraling out of control. Okay, on the things to remember, I put journal. Some people don't like writing. They don't know where to start. If you're one of those people that you've never had a journal, you don't really know what to do, I have a suggestion, and this is how I journal. Start by literally writing from the time you woke up. You don't have to write the whole time, but if you don't know how to start journaling, get your little journal, go pick one out. Dollar Tree has a lot of cute, pieces of paper and journals and things to that extent. Write down your day from start to finish. Like, literally, I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I felt like crap, I sat on the couch for 3 hours, I went outside for a little bit, blah, blah, blah. It gets you used to writing, and then it also gives you a daily log that you can kind of reflect back on, and you can not only read, maybe when you need something to distract you, but you can kind of assess once you are progressing in an upward direction. You can read back and be like, oh man, that week I was really down and out, and then you can reflect and be like, I'm doing so much better. And that's like a little tick of the box. It's like, it just makes you feel good to know that you've made progress somewhere. And something else I have, celebrate little goals. I don't care. Like, I'm right now on my community post, my post page, whatever YouTube switched it to, I'm doing 30 days of accountability, okay? Because I have a hard time. I don't want to take care of myself when I'm depressed, right? But I understand that taking care of yourself is something that helps you get out of that mental state. Seeing yourself dressed, seeing yourself ready, seeing yourself accomplishing things. So what I'm doing is I am celebrating little things. Like yesterday, I finished a project. I made a little skirt out of an old pair of leggings and a scarf, but I posted it. I got dressed for that day. I wrote it down. The day prior, I was feeling really good. I got ready. I got dressed. I did my hair, kind of like today, right? I put that on there. And it's my intention that if I can show you how to celebrate the little goals, you can start doing that for yourself. Like, I don't care if you've been struggling taking a shower, right? And one day you get up, you're feeling really like energized, you get in the shower, only if it's to get back into pajamas, but you took a shower, make a note, put it in your journal. I took a shower today. I brushed my teeth today. I went outside today. I opened my windows today. I made food for myself today. I laughed today. Again, it's something that you can go back and you can read, and it has an uplifting effect. Those little tiny things, they make a really big difference. And like I said, you don't have the energy to go out, run a freaking marathon, fully get dressed and ready, take your shower, go socialize, find a new this, do that, whatever. You don't even want to be here. So yeah, you're not going to have energy for all that stuff. This is just gentle sunbathing, getting fresh air, you know, putting on your favorite scent, looking at yourself with a pair of earrings on. It has psychological benefits that you might not even realize are going on, but if you're consistent with it, you're going to look back, you're going to read back, and you're going to be like, wow, it really did work. Like, it really did help me. I put on here for more things to do, watch funny videos. And this is also on my things to remember. Laughing really helps. If I'm having a crummy day, I don't have like TikTok or like Twitter or whatever, those kinds of things. I get on YouTube and I search like, you know, funny videos, funny cat videos or cute animal videos or whatever, and I'll just sit down for a half an hour and that's all I will watch. I will watch people like funniest home video style. I will watch those kinds of videos. I will watch like cute like farm animal videos or whatever, and it just, again, it takes your mind off of whatever stressor is going on and it makes you laugh, you know. And if you can't laugh, cry if you need to. Let that shit out. Quit sucking it up and holding it in. If you need to scream, grab a pillow and scream at the top of your lungs. Beat the pillow up. Whatever you need to do, but let those emotions out. There's a reason why those rooms that you can go to where you can like destroy stuff, there's a reason why they're so popular, because sometimes you just need to let it out. Just feel it, let it be, and move on. Okay? You don't have to be your own worst enemy. You don't have to take yourself so far down. And you have to remember that today is not tomorrow. Tomorrow is not, you know, a week from now. It's not a week prior. Just go day by day, step by step, little by little, one positive thing at a time, and it's gonna get better. I promise it'll get better. It might be a long time. Like me, I was on the couch for pretty much a year. I didn't go in my bedroom. I didn't do anything. I didn't want to take a shower. I literally slept for like 18 hours of the day. I wouldn't go outside. I wouldn't go to the store. I didn't buy anything that made me happy. I wasn't talking. I didn't call or use the phone for over a year, like literally, like to speak with anyone. I talked to my mom, but sometimes it takes time, and I'm still not all the way there. I still have really super hard days, but I'm replacing my habits little by little, and that leads me to something else. If you are somebody that has highs and lows like me, right? I'm balancing, you know, slowly but surely, but this is something that I would do. I would have like really crappy days, like I just described, right? Where I didn't want to get up, where I just didn't take a shower, I didn't do anything, right? But then I would also have these like intermittent days where I felt really good, right? And I woke up and I was happy and I was ready to take on the world. And on those days, I realized from writing things down that I have a tendency to use my good days and overwhelm myself because you're so energetic. It's like when you're healing from a cold or something, you know, that first little sign of life after you've been like super sick, you want to like go do this and go do that, and you have to take it easy, because if you don't, you're gonna put yourself right back into your sickness, if that makes sense. You have to treat your mental state and your energy levels the same way. Don't do what I did. I would get a little boost of energy. I would try to take on the world. I would try to get my shower done. I would try to do all the laundry. I would try to do all the dishes. I would try to, you know, get updated on all the things. And then the following day, I was right back in my slump because I overwhelmed myself. I made these like freaking page to-do lists. And then when I couldn't keep up with that pace, it had the opposite effect. So go slow. I don't care if you think you're going too slow. Like I said, if you have a bedroom full of laundry and you do one load, do a load, do another load, and then save some for the next day, because not only is it giving you something to do, but it is giving you a routine, right? You're having something to be accountable for every day. You're having something that you've completed every day. You're having something to do every single day. Don't just completely wipe yourself out because you feel good. You know, if you take it slow and you stop yourself from doing that, you're going to get more done in the long run. Because oh, she's going to start barking. Hold on. The neighbor dog is barking. But you're going to get more done in the long run because you didn't completely drain yourself and put yourself back in the same spot the following day. You like, okay, I think I had enough today. I got some stuff accomplished. I feel good. We're going to close this day out. And then tomorrow you can do the same. And then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, shoot. You look back and you're like, well, I went for a walk every day this week. Or I've taken a shower every day this week. Or man, I kicked butt. I cleaned the living room Monday. I did the kitchen Tuesday. I did the bathroom Wednesday. You get what I'm saying. Let me read. Hold on just a second. We already went through journaling, just writing, laughing, moving your body. Celebrate the little things. Stop using your good days to overwhelm yourself. Go slow. Oh, get a step tracker app. And why? Oh, I knew it. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to try to wrap it up. I put on here, get a step tracker app on your phone if you don't already have one, or if you don't have like a watch. Actually charge it up or install one and monitor your steps. Because I find for myself that because I'm becoming more aware of how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, what affects me in a negative light, what affects me in a positive light, one of the things that I did in the beginning is like, I want to try to go for walks more. I need to be more physical. That's the advice I took. It wasn't quite time for me, but eventually I got there. And how I got there, Rogue! Every time, dude. It's early though. She's looking at the dogs next door. Hold on. Okay, I think she's settled down enough. All right, now what I was saying is get a step tracking app. Now, how it helped me, I just had it on my phone, right? You have your phone all the time. Most of us, it's horrible, but you usually do. Or you can wear your watch. When I was assessing myself and what I could do to kind of feel better and get my energy back, I got a step tracker because, like I said, I wanted to exercise more. And I started, looking at the little charts that they give you. And I was like really shocked at how little I was moving. I would like some days I would literally get like 200 steps. That's like, I don't know, walking upstairs, walking to the bathroom, and then maybe around your house. But seeing how little I was moving compared to how I usually am, seeing that every single day had a positive effect, because it was like, yeah, right, there's no way. Like, I thought it was wrong. That's just kind of how my mind works. I was like, there's no way that I only walked like 200 steps. There's no way that I only got 500 today. It had a positive effect because now, well, I've got a purpose. I'm proving this app wrong, that it's not counting my steps right. But in doing so, it made me walk more. And then I got really happy. Like, if you have some of the apps that give you like the little badges, there's little like milestones on there, and it accumulates like, oh, you walked this many steps this week, or you did this, and they'll give you little badges and little stars, and send you like little emails of, oh, you, like on the Fitbit app. That's what I have. Before I had just like when you download it from the Play Store, but they did the same thing. It was like, oh, you walked around Greece or something, but seeing that and getting that notification, it made me happy. And then it also gave me something to kind of look forward to each week. Somehow I was using it and flipping it as a positive. I didn't let myself get down if I had a day where I didn't walk as much, but the next day I'm like, okay, you gotta at least do 50 more. That 50 turned into 100, and then it just progresses. That's why I say start slow, because you're not where you were before. So the things that you did before aren't necessarily gonna work. And like I said, don't baby yourself. You gotta be real with yourself. Like, you can't slap oh, I feel like this because of, somebody didn't do this or whatever. You have to take accountability for your emotions, for your feelings, for your actions or lack of. Like I said, don't use it as a negative, but just be real. Like, yeah, I haven't moved. No wonder I'm stiff. I'm super tense and anxious. Well, maybe I need to find an outlet. Maybe I need to sing at the top of my lungs, or maybe I need to dance, or maybe I need to laugh today. Just simple things like that. Like, oh crap, I haven't smiled in like 3 days. Like, maybe that's something I need to try, because smiling should be a good portion of your day. If you're making, taking steps to get healthier, get more positive, get in a I cannot talk. Get in a better mental state. All right. We pretty much went through my things to remember, and I'm gonna finish off my things to do. On here, I put, if you're somebody that likes coffee or getting like fun drinks or smoothies or whatever, make that something that you do. Go try out a new smoothie place, or go try out a new coffee shop. If you're really feeling it, go inside, sit down, have your drink, make a mental note. Like, every time you go into this place, you're going to try a new drink until you've tried them all. Like, obviously, you have to mind your finances. But, again, it gives you some kind of something to do. It gets you out a little bit. You can still wear your headphones and be, like, minimal with it. You don't have to have people with you. People go to coffee shops to work, or lunch places to, do their business. So it's not going to look odd if you're there by yourself. If you're somebody that has like anxiety, like, maybe don't go to a restaurant by yourself, in the beginning. But tropical smoothie, you could go to Big B, you could go to wherever, the little cafes in town, sometimes taking a walk through town and going to one of those little mom and pop shops. Like, it just lifts your spirits a little bit. And if you do it enough, it kind of gently reintegrates you into society and being around the noises and all the stimulation and all the people, and it gently baby steps you there. Okay. I put and this is something my mom did for me every week without fail. It didn't matter. She would go and she would buy me flowers, and I cannot tell you how much getting those flowers made me feel, and how much it did for my mental state. It was something, it doesn't matter. They can be clearance flowers. Like, it doesn't matter. But it was just about having something beautiful and pretty in life in my world again. Dang, I hate when I do this. I'm sorry, guys. But the next time you're at Kroger, if you're having a bad day, they always have, like, you know, $10 and under flowers. Get yourself some fresh flowers, put them in a vase, sit them on your table. Like I said, it's one of those things that has psychological effects that you don't even necessarily realize that are helping, but have a significant impact, okay? Oh, my last thing, okay? Or my last two things have to do with, like, food, okay? A lot of times when you're in a funky state or a slump, you're not feeding your body properly, okay? So that means you're not getting the right nutrition, and that means that your body is fighting itself. You're feeling these things, right? It's trying to work through that. You're not getting the right nutrition, so you feel like crap on top of already feeling like crap. And it's kind of a cycle that you get stuck in, because sometimes you have low appetite, you don't want to, you don't feel like cooking. You're ordering crappy food because it's easy and it just works for the time being. So I suggest getting some kind of multivitamin. It doesn't matter if you like gummies, if you want it in pill form, you can get a greens drink, you can get some kind of like protein smoothie, you can get like a mushroom coffee. There's tons of, or emergency, like there's tons of multivitamins on the market. It doesn't have to be super expensive, super fancy. Like, just get a multivitamin, all right? And take that every day, and your body will have something to work off of. It'll have some type of nutrient, some type of vitamin, something that is feeding it, and it has an effect on your energy and your overall everything. Especially when, like I said, when you're not eating right, it's a vicious cycle. You need those vitamins and minerals for a healthy mind and body, but you're not getting them because you don't feel good and you're depressed, you're not eating. So get a multivitamin. It helped me. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I took my multivitamin and I'm on top of the world. But especially on those days when I was lacking, the multivitamin really helped just balance me, because if you're not feeding and nourishing your body, it's going to start going haywire in other areas and just adding on top of the things that you already feel, like that endless list that you feel like you have to complete or that's holding you back. And my last thing is get gum or mints, peppermint preferably, okay? Chewing gum, having a mint, smelling the peppermint, it has actual like science-backed benefits. I just like it because for whatever reason, having fresh breath, it always like kind of puts me in a better mood. It puts me in a better state. Like when my breath is fresh, I feel fresh, and feeling cleaner when you feel depressed and anxious is something that you appreciate. So having the gums, and you can, again, make it a big deal. Try a new flavor of peppermint gum or spearmint or whatever kind of mint every week. or, you know, go to the Dollar Tree and explore all the little different mints and things that they have that you can eat. And like I said, it has science-backed knowledge behind it, whatever they do to get the backing, but it really does help. Peppermint has been shown to have a positive effect on the brain, okay? It increases your alertness, so if you're kind of struggling with energy, it might help you there. It soothes my stomach. I know I had mints all the time when I was pregnant, and it really helped my stomach. It helps your energy levels, and like I said, it just smells fresh. And when you're smelling fresh, you're feeling fresh, right? In all senses of the word. So I hope that helps you. I will try to recap the things to do and things to remember in the description box, but most importantly, just understand it's gonna take time. Ups and downs are normal. We're just trying to get to a midline, right? To where we're okay. We're not super high, we're not super low, we're just doing our thing, you know? But take it slow. Don't get your energy and overwhelm yourself. And understand that when you've been like reclused and depressed for so long, getting back to normal, I mean, I was so bad that like a text message would freaking stress me out and give me anxiety, because then I felt like I had to reply, and then if I didn't, I felt shitty, but I didn't have the energy to reply, and you know, just all the things we do when we're in that state of mind. Take it slow, right? Give yourself some grace and understand, like I've said in this video and the next, that there are things to look forward for, okay? You're gonna get better. You're not gonna be stuck forever. You just aren't. If listening to talks is your thing, maybe make that your noise. Listen to some TED Talks or some podcasts on, you know, motivation or this or that. Find a hobby like coloring or painting or some type of creative outlet that you can do. Give yourself some purpose, because like I said, we are our own worst enemy, and once we get in that state of mind, our purpose is gone, our life is like fleeting, it feels like, and you've got to like make yourself find or spark joy somehow, whether it's watching funny TikToks or going and starting a garden, buying yourself some flowers, exercising, something positive. Shoot, you could go make jewelry, or you could try to learn how to make some like no-bake clay, or you could get a whole bunch of Play-Doh and make funny little animals. Like, it's those little things that get your mind off of all the bull and kind of help you get through. And if you are doing those steps little by little, you're gonna feel better, okay? I love you guys so much. You might have to rewind. I know this was like all over the place, but I hope that helps. I hope that helps you understand that you don't have to just sit on the couch and be depressed and anxious forever. You can change. The change is only gonna come from you, right? You gotta kind of put in the work, but it doesn't have to be hardcore. You can baby step it, and you would be surprised how those baby steps add up. And when you look back and you reflect, you can be proud that you got through X, Y, or Z, and maybe have learned some things about yourself and found something that totally just gives you a new look on life, a new lease on life, however you want to word it. Yeah, that's it. So don't forget, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. Drop your tips in the description. It's weird where you find things that work for you, right? Put them down below. Maybe you will help somebody and not even know it by putting your silly little tip, like chewing gum, jumping jacks, going and sunbathing. Like, you never know what is going to completely just flip somebody's life. So do it. Drop your comments and keep up with me on my community post. I'm doing it. I am doing it. I'm gonna do one post every day of accountability from all of the things that I just listed. I don't care if I go old school and show you guys a picture I colored. It's the little victories that count, that really make a big difference in the end. All right, I love you so much. Mwah! I will see you in the next one.